Welcome everyone, I'm Matt Ryan, the principal at East Hartford High School, and this is Hornet Highlights. Today I am joined by Mason Gamble and Aries Djangmah-Yeboah. Both are 12th graders at East Hartford High School. Welcome to Hornet Highlights.
Thank you for having us, Mr. Ryan.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We have a lot of things going on at East Hartford High School. You guys play an important part of many different aspects of the high school. So I think the first thing though is, most recently, this week, we had our Triam Induction ceremony. So can you just talk to me a little bit about that, Aries, your role? I know you play a big role in there.
I do.
Just tell everybody about what is Triam and what happened Wednesday.
All right, so Triam essentially is a music community. Triam actually stands for Modern Music Masters, which essentially is a young group where we essentially do community service, but through music.
Okay.
So I am the president, and
we're talking to the president.
we are
ladies and
talking to the
gentlemen.
president,
Okay.
and we have Mason Gamble. He also plays a huge role. He's the secretary, so he's like my back wing. And
That's what secretaries are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear. That's good.
And so essentially on Wednesday, what happened was we had a Triam Induction / recital.
Okay.
So the first part was the induction where Mason, me, and the rest of the executive team, including our advisor, Mr. Hoyt,
Okay.
we inducted a huge group.
Yeah, what was it? It was like 28, I think? Was that what it was?
20 is like our whole group now.
And 17 new members.
17 new members.
Awesome.
So we are a huge group now. And so we inducted them. They did their reading to pledge in.
Okay.
And then after that was the better part. It was the recital. So essentially, each musician can decide to pair up with another musician. It can
Okay.
be anything up to like a group of 4 where you pick your choice of music. So our advisor, Mr. Hoyt, he encourages us to not just play, old timey music, pick a pop song. Pick
Something new wave.
Right. If you
Yeah,
like the old
okay.
music, pick the old music, So
Sure. So what did you pick?
I picked the old music.
Yeah.
I picked the old. Me and Mason actually did a duet together.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
All right. You want to give us can you give us 10 seconds of it? So you both play the violin.
We both play the violin. That's our primary instrument.
All right. And so, what other instruments do you play?
I also play the viola and the cello, and as you know, he's a award-winning beatboxer.
He is. Yes. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about that, Mason? So, I've seen your videos, right? I follow you on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
I try to like as many of your posts, as possible. People don't know that you are a beatboxer, right? And how did you get into that? And what are some of your most recent accomplishments?
Yeah, so I got into beatboxing, I want to say sophomore year. I was kind of a secret at first. I kind of dropped little hints when I started getting pretty good at it. But I found it through YouTube. There's a beatboxer by the name of Codfish from Australia.
Okay.
Who's amazing, and I just started copying him, and then I found more and more beatboxers, and that's how I started building my own craft.
Yeah, and so most recently, so you'll do beatboxing here in school and stuff like that, but you do events.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are the last couple of events that you've done?
Starting from this summer, I did 3 performances on Pratt Street in Hartford. One in June, July, and August. Between 2.5 to 5 minute shows each. Before that, I did Hartford's Got Talent. And
Yeah, that's right. That was in May. Was that in May?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was a finalist there. I didn't win. Some people were spreading that around, even in Hartford, but I got pretty close.
Yeah.
And that brought up doing Hartford's Got Talent gave me so many opportunities, like doing the events at Pratt Street and at the Hillstead Museum and stuff here too.
Great.
Mason, I think you're forgetting one thing. Where did your beatboxing start? At our school. At our talent shows.
Oh yeah, at our talent shows, which is run by Triam.
Right.
Ties it all back. Yeah. My mom didn't even because I didn't tell her about beatboxing either. I was kind of keeping it to myself. She was
Yeah.
like, "What are you talking about?" But I did it. I won, and I came back the next year. I won again.
Yeah.
So it's
So I remember the first time that I actually met you was in the, I don't know if it was the breakfast line or the lunch line, but it was one of those two times, and I was like in the line, and I heard a noise, and I thought somebody was playing their phone, right? So like I'm like looking around, looking for somebody's phone or somebody that had like a little speaker on their bag or something. And then I look and I see your chin moving, and I'm looking closer, and I'm like, he's making that noise. Can you give us like 10
Yes, give us,
seconds
like, a rundown.
or something that you got going on? That's amazing. That's
Right?
amazing.
Like,
It really is amazing to
he's,
listen
he's
to. You.
always practicing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's amazing you can make all of those seemingly simultaneous sounds, but they're not, right? Like, aren't they? Each one is in its own.
Yeah, like the practice comes in like making it so fast that it sounds like it's coming at the same time.
Right. It's amazing. So you guys are surrounded by music, and is music also at your house? Like, is that a big piece of like what is music like with your home?
I would say absolutely. I remember my mom tells me stories all the time. Like when she was pregnant with me,
Okay.
all she would do was play music, like nothing else. It was
Right.
music constant. Like she didn't even talk to me. She was like, "Here you go, Aries. Just listen to some music."
Wow.
So I think we've both been doing music for a really long time.
Okay.
So I think it not only is it our passion, but it's
Yeah.
also our backbone. Like stressed out, music.
So speaking of stressed out, you guys are seniors in high school,
Absolutely.
right? We have, we're trying to figure out what our post-secondary plans are.
Correct.
So Mason, why don't you start? Tell us, like we're graduating June 7th, right? And what's on the table for Mason Gamble after that?
I finished applying to colleges. I want to say like a month ago.
Okay.
I heard back from a few too.
Nice. Congrats. So we're going somewhere. Yeah.
Yep. Going.
Still
to
waiting for a
university.
few?
Yep. Still waiting for a few.
All right.
But I heard back from most of them now. All acceptances.
Okay. Positive.
And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking for the looking to go into the biology field.
Nice.
Oh wow.
So I applied directly for that in all those colleges.
So instead of applying general, you went and said, "I'm going to be a bio major." Good for you. Good for you. So I'm going to ask you this question: if they're all, this is what I asked my daughter, if they're all free, everybody's free, $0 out of pocket for you and your family, right? Where's your number one?
I would say Howard University.
Wow.
Nice.
But because of money, I would probably say Morehouse or UConn.
Okay. Yeah, sure. DC's great though. I went to school in DC for a couple years. Yeah. Phenomenal experience down there. And how about you, Aries?
Pretty similar to Mason in a couple ways. I'm also hoping to attend a 4-year college.
Yep.
I would like to go into law.
Oh wow.
So,
okay.
yep, in the future. So, currently, I'm a little undecided, but for majors, I'm kind of heading towards political science, maybe history,
Yep.
and maybe a minor in music or film.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And how about you? Everything is $0. You've gotten into them all.
Oh boy.
They're all $0, right?
Uh-huh.
Where are you leaning towards?
Mr. Ryan, I'm undecisive. I'll give you my top 3.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay. Not in order, though.
Okay, not in order. No, we don't want to rank any. We're not ranking anything, people. We're not ranking.
I would agree with Mason. I've also heard back from Howard, so I would love to attend Howard.
Okay. You guys could take the train together.
I know, right? Maybe Columbia.
Nice.
I really like Columbia. A third one?
Yeah.
My mom sees it. She's not going to like this. Vanderbilt.
Wow.
It's in Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I really love it over there. I love
Nice.
everything about Vanderbilt.
Yep. So Vanderbilt, I remember we had a kid that went there. He had Luke Bahania. Oh my God, that's a long time
Remember
ago.
the name? Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So he went there. That was one of our first kids that went to Vanderbilt, and he loved it there. So, well, you guys have done everything you're supposed to do so far, right, in high school. So you get to enjoy your spring semester.
Yeah.
What is something you're looking forward to that's coming up in this, besides midterm exams? What are you looking forward to in the spring semester?
I kind of want to say project graduation.
Yeah.
Because I think that's going to be one of the last events where it's like now we're all being released.
Yes.
So I think that's going to be like sad but kind of beautiful
Yep.
type of event for me at least.
I like that.
Yeah. What are you
Yeah.
thinking?
For me, I would say, I don't know if I'm going to compete again, but setting up the talent show is always fun for me.
Yeah.
Holding auditions is always great, seeing what other people can do. And also prom.
Prom,
Yes.
yeah, I was waiting for that.
Yeah. Great. Well, listen, we're going to close with one more thing, okay? So this is the last thing. So you guys are well accomplished in the classroom with your music, but also multifaceted through the high school. And so the question I have for you is why? Like, what do you think is the influence that you are so well-rounded but at a high level?
That's an interesting question. You want to start?
I think it's my parents. Like, they always encouraged me, like, from the beginning to just go beyond what I think I can do. Like, and they did great in school, but they always say they want me to do even better than that.
Nice.
So I always just keep it in the back of my head.
Yeah, that's great.
I would agree with Mason. I also think that because my parents always say, I want you to start from where I ended. But I have another answer as well.
I love that one.
This
Start where I ended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's something all parents would love to see their children to do.
Right.
My other answer was going to be, this might sound a little cliche, but I think the East Hartford district, because I've seen a lot of other districts who, I think there's a good attempt to try to push their kids, but I think since elementary school, I've had staff members who honestly believed in me when I was ready to be done.
Really?
So, even all the way up to the high school, I've had my guidance counselor, Ms. Lavasser, if you watch this, thank you so much. There's just so many staff members that I could list that, including you, Mr. Ryan.
Okay.
Thank you for that, eternal pin. Student of the month. I'll be back for that.
Yeah.
Student
of the month.
Student of the month pin.
Lifetime warranty.
But I honestly think that the staff members all over East Hartford are incredible.
Awesome. That's great news. Great news. You guys, thank you so much for joining me on Hornet Highlights. This is Mason and Aries. Have a great afternoon.